You stated the funds were being accumulated into the PTTF in near-term, mid-term, and long-term projects. Can you please provide a definition for each of those classifications?
I would say near-term project is a project that is programmed and potentially obligated. Others that are there's a common understanding that it's going to be a project that gets delivered, and then other projects that would be more long-term that would be less concrete, but likely to be delivered at some future date.
And you're
it's very nebulous, Senator.
That's the problem when you're trying to deal with the people's tax money. The long-term projects, then, you did say that you were accumulating money into there for it. Are you accumulating for any of those?
Well, Senator, if we hadn't accumulated money to deliver the second Pennsylvania, we'd be scrambling to try and figure out where we're getting $200 million to do that. And so, just as one example, if the train from Scranton to New York were to materialize, we would need to come up with the money to be able to deliver that service, as the same with Reading to Philadelphia. So, the accumulation of these funds for projects that are, of that nature, to be delivered to potentially in 3 or 4 or 5 years to carry significant price tags, it would be malpractice for us to advocate for additional passenger rail service from Harrisburg to Pittsburgh and then not be able to deliver the train sets and the improvements to accommodate Norfolk Southern.
That stated, though, we are stuck with a position where right now our expenditures are exceeding revenues. And you're being that PTTF is being funded by sales taxes, among other taxes. And those midterm and long-term projects carry on beyond the budget years, even beyond administrations. And we have a responsibility to examine those long-term projects and the idea of possibly even pushing that money or those allocations back, which is one of the reasons why we're asking these questions. As we look at this, it's obvious we've not had the transparency on what is committed. Do you have a tracking system which allows for, or which shows the revenue and the pending allocation applications and the applications approved and the amounts and dates of the allocations? Is there any tracking system there that
Meredith
we could use?
Speak to the projects.
Again, I think when the Secretary is referring to the mid-year, current year, mid-year, we're looking at the life cycle of a project. So we commit those funds to an agency when we are in the process of planning, design, environmental, right-of-way acquisition.
What I'm getting at, though, is do you have something where, for the sake of transparency, we're trying to figure out where the state's money's coming from and where it's going. Do you have something that can show us what those allocations, what the pending allocations, what the what's been approved, what has been expended and when? Is there any kind of a tracking system that you've set up where we can see that, because we don't have transparency on that?
Go ahead.
I think we already committed to the chairman that we would provide a list of those projects.
All right, and it's also hard to get the cart or figure out which is the cart and which is the horse, especially when I've got 2 ATA, area transportation agencies, Center Transit and ATA in my district. How do they apply for such funds?
So,
and what's the process?
When you say apply for such funds, you mean to shift capital to operating?
Yes, capital. I'm strictly with
Meredith.
So again, we utilize the capital planning tool. Really excited about the most recent facility opening in ATA, wonderful facility. We have a project for ATA. We actually have 3 projects in the planning, environmental, and right-of-way acquisition phase right now for ATA. And again, what they do is they work with their PennDOT program managers, and we look at what their needs are, and we plan those projects out 4 years, again, looking at the project life cycle. So once we approve a project for them, they then go through the application process to commit those dollars.
Okay, and that's one of the reasons why I was asking for that project. Deputy, you said about there are 3 different buckets for PTF: mass transit, alternative, and what was the third one again?
There's 4 actually, but go ahead, Meredith.
So we have a 1513, which is the operating, 1514, which is the capital program, 1516, which is the program to statewide significance, and then we have 1517.1, which is our alternative energy program to support our CNG facilities.
Okay, and that's what I wanted to clarify, is that's on the CNG projects. It's an excellent fuel, and my F-150 runs on both natural gas and gasoline, and I appreciate what Center Trans is doing with their program. Thank you. My time's up.